Today, our word is begin. How many of you like to begin new things? Oh, look at you. Good. All right. I don't know why I have trouble believing that, but... Okay. Kevin's challenge is finishing it. Yeah. If you're an Aries, you're great at beginning things, but seeing it through to the end, I get that. Okay. So lots of, every time you wake up in the morning, you open your eyes, it's a new beginning, right? A new day, a new opportunity to start, a new day at work, earning money, a new day to start taking care of your body, a new day of, finding new ways to give love and care for your family, a new day to learn something new in school, all kinds of opportunities for just basically those obligations that we face. But then there's also those fun things that we can begin doing, opportunities that excite us and pull us in new ways, opportunities that may be new, maybe an opportunity to fulfill your purpose, just follow your heart's desire. Those are always fun. And then there's opportunities to begin growing and healing the past, things that we've done that we wish we hadn't done, but could we begin today doing it differently? Could we begin today letting go of something that's been holding us back? Could we begin today? I actually think, we can have a talk about this later, but there's something in me that would like to believe that if we have decided that our personality is not who we wish we were, that we could actually begin today being somebody else. Do you think? Christina is laughing her head off over there, so she's a no, but anybody else think it's possible? Okay, yeah. Because the way that we get to where we are, who we are, is through our thinking, right? Our believing, our feeling nature. And that can be changed just like that. Every moment is fresh. Every moment is an opportunity to choose to be somebody else. So just keep that in mind. I know that's a big step, but it is possible. So if you feel like you've lost hope in changing who you are, don't give up hope. There's still an opportunity. But we have to agree with it as a new beginning. We have to engage with that idea of starting something new. And like I said, we're ready and willing if it's fun, if it feels like something our heart has desired for a long time. Other than that, our 12-year-old comes out to play, and it is a master at procrastination. Would you agree? The 12-year-old is the one who, okay, see, Melinda even procrastinated putting her hand up there. Yeah, we know what that 12-year-old can be like. Yeah, so it's, we've got all kinds of reasons, and it's the ego that is the procrastinator. It's the one that comes up with, wait, you don't have enough money in the bank yet, or wait till your body feels better, or wait till you're in the mood, right? Sometimes it's just an idea that I want to make sure that I'm going to win at this, and until I'm sure that I'm going to be a winner and get this done appropriately, I'm going to wait. Everything has to be perfect. All my ducks have to be in a row. And if I don't know how to do it from start to finish, I'm going to have to hold off on that. As a matter of fact, I did try that, and I didn't do it well, and I'm not taking that chance again. So let's write that one off. Lots of things that the ego will tell us about why we should wait instead of start. And there's a great book that we've actually studied here at Unity called Inspired and Unstoppable from Tama Keeves. Here's what she says. I'm never going to make it in the world with a petty mind, an uptight, counting, calibrating, fearful mind. The universe laughs with abundance. It's not so concerned with making every single opportunity work. It always has more in the pipeline. Losing an opportunity is no big deal. There are infinite opportunities. Doesn't that feel good? And doesn't it basically confirm for us that whether we blew it or not, there's always going to be new opportunities available to us? So procrastination on a human level can be dealt with in a lot of ways. All you have to do is go online and just look up how to deal with procrastination. I did. It's going to tell you things like, put it on your calendar, Pick a date as to when you're going to do it and then stick to it. Set a timer on your clock if you need to. Choose something that's realistic. So if you're not a morning person, don't plan on getting up at 6 and starting a running program. I tried that. It worked about for 2 minutes, and I was back at home in my bed. Then there's, you know what? Don't blame yourself if it's taken you this long to get started, because that's, again, what the ego will do. Break it up into realistic chunks, you know, that just, instead of trying to do it all at once, just do bits and pieces of it. You might actually want to choose a really good reward to give yourself once you get it all done, and then not give it to yourself until you got it all done. You might even want to partner up with somebody who's a procrastinator, and you can be partners for each other and hold each other accountable to make sure that you're moving forward on your new start. So those are, simple, easy things to do to get us moving. But the thing I really wanted to focus on today is how to involve our spirit in the process of starting, of beginning. Remember last week we talked about growing, and we mentioned that the word grow, the idea of growth, is actually the reason that we're here. We wouldn't be in this body. We wouldn't have chosen this human experience if we weren't here to grow, and we grow by beginning new experiences. So keep in mind that every time there's something out there to start, you are serving your spirit or allowing your spirit to fulfill its purpose for being by giving it room to grow. And one of the ways that we do that is looking at whatever it is we're going to start through the eyes of spirit. How do you think spirit sees a new project? I mean, in the mind of God, it's already complete. You know, I don't know if you've heard I'm the Alpha and Omega, I'm the beginning and the end. Think of God that way, that God is the beginning of your start project. God is at the end of it as well. And rather than, hold yourself back because you don't know where it's going, if you make way for the divine within you to do the leading, it will get to the end without struggle. It will have the answers that you're seeking. I don't know about you, but when it's my turn to do something new, I need to know all the steps. Prove to me that I know how to do this before I start, right? But if you start from the consciousness of God, I love that scripture that says, before they call, I will answer. While they're yet speaking, I will hear. That comes from Isaiah. So what if we started not reaching for success, but being a success in consciousness? What if we started already complete in our mind, as God does? So instead of reaching for something, we start by being that. I am that. As I am that, I have that. What if we started from a place of allowing, because the resources are already present? What if, when you first started, you had this vision of being done, not knowing how you got there? Don't worry about the how you got there. But what if you could see yourself done? How would you be feeling? Relieved, happy, energized? Then be that now, because your I am presence is already that now. How would it change how you're living your life? Are you making different decisions? Are you supporting people in a new way? Go there to the end, imagine it done, as spirit already is it, and allow those feelings to be the impetus to get you started. What if you started believing that this is going to be easy? At least the one thing I do say to myself is, as I start down the path and I hesitate, I say, I've got this. I can do this. That's one of my favorite sayings. I can do this. But what if even beyond that, what if this is going to be easy? I'm going to enjoy this process. I think Jesus was trying to get that across. This is from Matthew chapter 11. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. That sounds good, but it requires us realizing it and giving it permission to flow freely and easily. Now, the other, I mentioned needing to see all the steps. I don't have this up here on the screen. I'm just kind of pulling it from memory. I think Martin Luther King had a statement about faith, where faith is where you take the first step without seeing the whole staircase. Is that it? Something like that? Okay. So this is important because if you get caught up in the hows, you're never going to get started. How is up to the universe. What if I told you you have an entire infinite team of spiritual help on the other side, just waiting for you to ask, just waiting for you to open the door and say, come on in and do this with me? That's where the ease comes. That's where the synchronicities show up. That's where you find things right in front of you that you couldn't have imagined how it would get there, is because you're giving way to the universe that loves you and is here to provide your every need. I think that's why Jesus talked about seeking first the kingdom, and all these details will be taken care of themselves. You've heard me say that how many times? 9,472 at least. So instead of focusing on how, here's your new word, why. Why do I want to begin this? This is a good one. Remember that. If you leave here today and don't remember anything else about starting something, remember why. Because why is going to be associated with the motive. And a motive has a feeling associated with it. And the motive is that which you need to get you moving. So why? Why should I honor my obligations? Why should I eat a better diet? Why? Why should you eat a better diet? Feel better? Live longer? Do you like your body? Do you like living here on earth in a healthy way? There's your motive. That's why. That should get you started. Why should I spend every weekend visiting my parents? Because I love them. Because I want them to experience good and feel my love for them. Why should I go to work every day? You ever had those mornings where you wake up and go, no, I'm not going? Why? Why should you? Well, for one thing, you like the paycheck, right? Even if it's not yet your fulfilling your purpose kind of job, at least it's providing something that means something to you, right? You want a roof over your head. That's good. Why should I clean up my office? Because you feel better when you're in order rather than chaos? Just imagine what order looks like. What would it feel like to you? Just keep asking those questions. Why should I go to school? It's boring. Think about how every day that you learn something new, you are opening yourself up to a world of opportunity that you won't have otherwise. There's all kinds of reasons why. And when it's facing like one of those old habits that you're trying to release, that's when you're really stuck, because the ego will tell you, it's so comfortable. I know how to do it this way. I don't want to have to let that go. What if it's because it's holding you back? Or what if it's harming someone that you love? Why should I let go? Maybe it's because it's bad for your health. Ask yourself that question, find a good reason, and let it start to push you forward. Why should I face my fear? It's better to just separate yourself from fear, isn't it? Well, where does fear come from? The ego. And what is ego believing? Something false. So as long as we're letting fear drive our life, we are letting error drive our life. And there's no opportunity in error. There's no power in error except to hold us back. So keep asking yourself, what's the fear about and what's the truth? Because it's the truth that's going to set me free. Why should I start something new that I've never done before and take a chance? Because your spirit came here to grow and face all these new opportunities. Even if they fail, there is no failure in this growth process. So if we can begin with the point of view that it doesn't matter whether this sings, it sails, or it sinks, every experience we have as we start something new is good for our soul. Can you trust that? So, big, fat, giant spoiler alert. I'm going to talk to you about the movie Air. Anybody seen the movie Air? Okay. Some of you. Well, the only reason I'm doing this is because we all know the end, right? It's one of those historical, biographical, whatever, true stories that tell us how Nike got Michael Jordan to put his name on their shoe. And there's a lot of good beginnings in this story that I think might inspire you a little bit. So I only watched it because Matt Damon was in it, and I like Matt Damon. Okay. But he plays the character, Sonny Vaccaro, true life sports marketing executive, and probably every season when they bring on new players onto teams, he's the person that would go out and try and get star players to endorse their products. In this case, they were really shooting for basketball shoes. And it turns out that Nike was number 3 on the list. Adidas and Converse were both way ahead of them in sales. And so he was trying to, first of all, Nike was saying, you got this much money to work with. He said, that's not enough. That's not enough. I don't know how many times he said, that's not enough. But he also wanted to give it all to one person. He wanted twice the money, and he wanted to get it all to one person because he had a vision. This thing that would not let him go. It was pulling his heart and pulling his heart. And everything you could think of was in his way. I mean, first of all, Nike was in his way because they were telling him no. And money was in his way. And the agent of Michael Jordan was in his way. And the athlete, Michael Jordan himself, was in his way. Everything was in his way to fulfilling this vision. And he could have easily given up. But it was so strong in his heart that he had to keep moving toward it. It would not leave him alone. So what ended up happening was he broke the rules. That was another thing that was in his way. He broke the rules. He went past the agent, and he went right to Michael Jordan's family, which is where you start. And he actually got them, his mother, to talk to him, Dolores, and they sat down together, and he told from his heart this vision that he had. And she just listened, and she said, okay, well, I'll let Michael know, even though he doesn't want to talk to you. I'll let Michael know. So when he left there, he basically had no idea where it was going to go from there. He'd only taken the first step on the staircase. But it was just passion that was driving him forward to this vision. So it's actually a good thing that he could not see the top of the staircase. Because just when he was getting up there and the family was saying yes, there was a but that came after it. And the mother said, yes, he will endorse your shoe if he gets a percentage of sales of every shoe with his name on it. Well, that had never been done in the industry. Never. And that was the one that just said, oh, no way. No way is my company going to go for this. So he just said everything possible to her to deter her. She would not be deterred. So next scene, he's coming to his boss, who's like, did he say yes? Did he say yes? Yeah, he wants percentage of the sales. There's this moment of silence. And the CEO, who's been pushing against him the whole way, says, yes, say yes. We can do that, right? How many shoes can we sell this year? $3 million worth? Well, at the end of the story, it was $162 million of shoes in the first year. So if Michael had seen, the pushback, or not Michael, if Sonny had seen the pushback, he wouldn't have even started up the stairs. If the CEO had seen that he wanted a percentage of sales, he wouldn't have even started up. If he had seen 162 million sales, he probably wouldn't have started up the stairs. So see, it's a good thing. Don't try and see every step along the way. Just take whatever step that passion is pulling you toward and trust that the universe is going to unfold this for you. And to me, one of the star players in this whole movie was Michael Jordan's mom, Dolores. She had a vision too. She was inspired by this new idea too that had never been done in the industry, to pay the player any percentage if their name is used on any product. So y'all know Air Jordan as a tennis shoe. He's getting a percentage, probably still today. And that just cracked open the industry for a whole new way of doing things because she had a vision. And she took a step when everyone else would have said no. She took a step in that direction. Now, today, up here on the screen, let's take a look. This is Dolores. And I can't swear that Michael gave her any money, but my hunch is he probably did. Whether he did or not, she was able to start a foundation after this for empowering youth, strengthening families through education and partnerships. She dropped a pebble in the pond, and those ripples went out, and they're still going out, changing more lives than Michael's, changing more lives than Nike's bottom line. Can you see what it might do if you say yes to begin something, even though you can't see the finished product or know how you're going to get there? Let me read to you what she says. This is from their website. As I got to know the west side of Chicago through my involvement with the James R. Jordan Boys and Girls Club, so there's one thing she began, it became clear to me that this community was not meeting the basic educational needs of its children. Too many of the children that came to the facility could not read. There was no support system in place to assist them in their academic journeys. While the club provided a safe haven for the children to play and socialize after school, I felt compelled to take action in the schools themselves. I walked across the street to Victor Herbert Elementary School, knocked on the door, and the rest, as they say, is history. I knew I could not do it alone. There's another beginning. She reached out to partners who have helped make our work possible. She's listening to her spirit. She's taking more steps. I founded the James R. Jordan Foundation to demonstrate to the children that with education, anything is possible. Our students are bright and eager to learn. They simply need direction and a strong support system. With these goals in mind, the A-Team Scholars and Vision for Families Parent Partnerships began. More new beginnings. Our role is to come alongside the schools, the families, and the communities, and ultimately help them learn to help themselves. The James R. Jordan Foundation was founded to bring change and hope, a new beginning, to those who need it most. With the help of so many partners and friends, we continue to do just that for the children, families, and communities we serve. You never know where that first step is going to take you. This was on a massive scale. It doesn't matter, big or small. You never know where that's going to take you. But it won't go very far if your ego is waking up in the morning and starting your day for you. It requires waking up in the morning and saying, it is not I, but the Spirit within that will do this work today, that will guide my steps, that will show me the way, that will inspire me with new ideas, that will give me strength to keep moving forward. I don't need to know the whole path today. I'm just going to take one step to whatever my heart is calling me to, whatever life is calling me to. We get there more easily when we know the truth of who we are. That's what we talked about last week. Know the truth of who you are and control the lower self. And the ways that we do that, one of the ways in unity, is to renew the mind about who we are. So up here on the screen, here's some truth about who you are. Take a look online. Just keep that list up there for the people online. Take a look. If you see one you like online, retype it into the chat. For you guys here in the room, if you see one that you like, that speaks to you, would you just call out the number and then we'll all read it together? So who sees one that speaks to you? Number 6. Everybody want to read that for me? I have all that I need to take this step. What else? Number 1, together. I ask for what I want and trust in the highest good. What else? Number 7, whatever happens to me is for me. Number 8, and then 4. 8, I accept challenges even if I am afraid. And number 4, my love lets in what fear shuts out. I always have a choice. Anything else? Number 2, is that what you said? Okay, number 2 together. Despite my past mistakes, I learn and move forward. And something over here? 10, number 10 together. I have more and more to give away, and I give it. What else? 11, I enthusiastically accept my good and go forward to achieve my purpose. Anything? Number 9, we're going to get them all here together. I allow others to say no to me and take it as information. No big deal, right? Anything else? Okay, so guess what? These are on a handout. Yay! Something to take home with you out on the front table. It's a little yellow sheet. I am empowered to begin, it says, so grab one of those on your way out the door. And if you are watching online, you can always see our slides again by going to unityinnaperville.org and then click on the podcast link and keep going through till you hit the slides. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Okay, so how about if we take some of this, all of this, into meditation? Maybe meditation is something that you haven't quite said yes to, but it's been calling, so here's your chance. Let's just take a moment to relax wherever we're sitting. To feel ourselves connected to the support system of the earth beneath us. To feel its life energy. The power to move, to breathe. The food that sustains us, all coming out of this earth beneath us. Feel that as light coming up through your feet, filling your body. And as light is coming up through your feet, it's also coming down through your head from the spiritual dimension. And from both physical and spirit, we are empowered to begin. We open our hearts to that which is calling us, that wants to begin. Whether it's new, whether it's about change, letting go, learning. I am empowered to begin. Imagine yourself beginning and completing and feeling its results. How do you feel? I release the need to know all the steps. And in this moment, I rest in the success of it. How does your life change as you begin and complete? The fullness of God's wisdom begins with me, inspires me, directs me, shines a light on my path. The fullness of divine strength empowers me. Keeps me going, sees it through. I am strong in spirit to finish what I start. The resources I need have already been given in spirit, spiritual substance, divine energy ready to form and fashion into whatever I need. It is mine. It is infinite. The people that I need are showing up. Money, things, all provided. I begin to open my heart to that success and know that in God it is finished and complete. Now I just go forth in the unforced rhythms of grace, listening, responding, giving thanks, and allowing. I am empowered to begin, and I say yes. This is the truth of my being, and now I let it be. Amen.